Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm going to be showing you guys the teasers for season 3. I'm also going to be showing you guys some map changes from the event, which you guys have been asking for, and also showing you guys some other teasers, including potential first-person mechanics being added in. Can we get 5,000 likes on today's video? It's a huge goal, so smash that like, guys. Just press it right now. It only takes a second. Thank you. And we'll get into the first one right now, which is this teaser, which was kind of like a first shot of maybe a camera lens or some sort of eye, maybe from a robotic creature or maybe a ship or a camera lens. It kind of looks like a lens, but it also looks like it could be a robot or something. But when you zoom in on this, because the second teaser was sent to us via email, you can see that we have the trident. Now this has already been put in my previous video, but I thought I'd just put it in again. This could be linking to a potential Aquaman, Poseidon, Neptune. It could be any of them. And what would really work for it is a Poseidon or Neptune as that tier 100 skin, and not Aquaman as, I guess, the secret skin. But you never know, Aquaman could be it, was in the leaks, but we're not 100% confirmed right here just yet. Now the next teaser we had was this kind of zoom in on a moon type structure. Again, it's kind of like a camera lens. You can see they've got the inner circle, and then they actually gave us a more of a kind of field of view on this, and you can see that we got a skin, potentially a spacesuit, holding a potential space ball, meteorite, football. I don't know. Are we going to get a different style game mode? Maybe. There's also numbers on these, and I personally think that may be the lens that it's zoomed in on, but the numbers themselves read 02, 03, 02, 03. Could it be something to do with coordinates? Probably not. It's not the date. Can't really figure out what the numbers mean. If they do mean anything in the future though, I will let you guys know. Okay, another one from TikTok here. This teaser came in from TikTok, and this is simply just a bunch of sharks swimming around with the Fortnite logo moving. I really liked it, and it's definitely hinting obviously towards sharks. It's almost confirmed now because of the event which is playing in the background. We know that sharks were part of that over in the water section of the event. So that's really, really nice. Also guys, for those that haven't already, make sure you're using code postboxpat in the item shop when you buy the season 3 battle passes. Much love and respect. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you guys is this first person gameplay. So I apologize for the poor footage of this first person gameplay, but it looks like potentially we could be getting first person in Fortnite sooner than later. This is really kind of a nice feature. I think the reason why I'm saying this is because in Save the World there is already first person, but you can't see your weapon at all in Save the World. You can only see it in the Battle Royale first person. And I think it even works, like the mechanics, the sprint, the way it holds the gun, it's all kind of programmed in. So potentially, are we going to see first person get added into Fortnite? I don't know. It could be a potential thing for season 3 or even season 4, I'm not too sure. But, you know, during the event, we were in first person for parts of it when we get teleported to Jonesy's office up in the sky. So I definitely think there is a chance of there being first person, but I don't know if it'll be this season. And it's interesting to see that the texture for, obviously, the hand cannon is rendered in this first person point of view, and you can see the gameplay of it. Again, I apologize for the laggy and stuttery footage. It was from a mobile user. Credit to them down below. It's really interesting to see this sort of stuff. Like, the hand cannon just looks so cool, and just imagine how game-changing first-person Fortnite would be for the mechanics of the game. Exclusive first-person only would change building entirely, it would change the game entirely, and it would definitely make the game feel an entirely different game. And imagine if they didn't make it so like you can't fully zoom in, a bit like Halo, where you just don't zoom in, because that's how Halo works. You'd only zoom in on certain weapons, like for example if it had a scope, zoom into the scope. And I think that would be really cool of Fortnite to do that for a first person game mode, and it would make the building definitely a lot slower than it currently is, and it would also make the game feel fresh again in a first person point of view. And I think a lot of people would like it if it's an exclusive game mode. But that's that gameplay. I do hope you did like it, and hopefully it could be the future of season 3, and I think a lot of people would have a lot of fun in first person, and it would bring a lot of old players back, especially if the building mechanics had changed entirely. So yeah, what do you guys think of the mode itself, and would you like to see it in Fortnite Season 3? I personally would, but it's not guaranteed. Alright, so jumping in over to the agency, I wanted to show you guys all the little things that I've noticed that have changed over here just before we say goodbye to it, potentially. I'm not too sure, we'll talk about that later on, if it's going to go or not, the ruined agency. So you can see that we have the hole in the middle with the smoke coming out and the water. You can actually fish in here if you want to. I don't know why you would, but it's pretty cool if you would like to. And then obviously this whole section down here is completely open down there. You can't actually get down there though, and all this is kind of like torn torn apart by the explosion. Also, it has officially been taken over by Shadow, however there are still Ghost flags here, so I assume people have just sieged in here after Ghost attempted to break the potential loop that we're stuck in, or simulation, which we'll talk more about in a storyline video probably tomorrow in more detail on that side of stuff. But I'm absolutely loving this. I really do like this, and I'm very excited to see where Fortnite are going to go with the future of the actual agency itself. Will it remain? Will it not? It's kind of interesting because they've actually put a Shadow Midas in here, who we'll get to in a second. You can see he potentially could be used as a placeholder just for Fortnite itself, for a hero right now, and may even be used as a placeholder throughout season 3. Now, I don't know if we will see the agency here next season. I want to still see it for a little bit because it's nice to land here when it's ruined. It's kind of easier to maneuver around. There's only 2 buildings. There's not as much loot. It's right in the center of the map. It's a great spot to land. You can still get the vault and the helipad, as I'll show in a minute. Everything kind of still is already here. It's just more open, making it for an easier combat fight and more kind of better PvP. I've landed here a few times and got a good ton of eliminations so far already. So it's a great place to land right now because it's very easy. If you land in one of the buildings, you can kind of just shoot out of it, and obviously the AIs have such good auto aim, you can kind of almost one-shot a lot of people because obviously they're on low because the AIs are just lasering them. So crazy stuff, and it's a great place to actually go to and just generally land there right now. Like I said, the vault and that is still in here. You can see it through here. I don't know 100% if this will still be here next season. Will the vaults be part of next season? I have a feeling maybe. Like, it's just something I wanted to talk a little bit about. Like, you know, we've got obviously Sky, we've got Deadpool, who I do think will be gone next season. I do think the yacht might drive off somewhere. We may see it disappear in the trailer, but I do think the will stay. I also think the grotto will stay, and maybe not the rig. We may see some different POIs over there, but I don't think they just remove all of their new POIs for season 2 that are added in the agency season this season. I don't think they just get rid of them all. It's not usually like Epic just to have a POI in for one season, so I assume we'll probably keep the shark and the grotto and may say goodbye to the rig and obviously that side of stuff, which is kind of interesting and obviously kind of sad as well, because I know a lot of people did love the rig and did love the yacht as well, so seeing them two go would be pretty sad, but it's not confirmed. Obviously that is only me potentially speculating what could happen on that side of stuff. Also, No Sweat itself is kind of an interesting building to land at, because recently No Sweat, the posters are still up but they haven't been completed, and just generally a lot of people were telling me that No Sweat potentially could have been part of the actual event. Now, I've actually searched the entire of No Sweat's building and it's not the building where we went to with Jonesy's office, and that obviously hints towards the simulation, which I want to explain more in a storyline video potentially. Who was Jonesy on the phone to? We'll get into all that probably tomorrow before the season drops, obviously, and I will be live streaming the season for you guys as well when it does go live. So some really exciting stuff coming up on the channel very soon for you guys. I absolutely love these giant waves, and as Jonesy did say, these may not be here 100% for the amount of time that we're expected to have them. Will next season have these giant waves as a mechanic for their storm, or will they go back to the original storm? Generally thinking, I do think Fortnite would actually allow these to be in as a permanent thing next season, because it allows for faster movement in the storm because of obviously faster swimming, and it also allows for less people camping in the storm because they want to get moving because of this giant water wave that's coming. So it kind of changes Fortnite and allows more players to be in one section at once. Also, there are rumors of a custom crosshair coming in next season, which I think would be really nice, and I think a lot of people would like to be able to customize their crosshair. You can currently do it in Fortnite Creative, and a few people have been sending me a few clips of people doing it accidentally during the event with pretend custom crosshairs which have accidentally been customized during the event. So there is a potential of custom crosshairs as well as first person coming into Fortnite very soon. I can't guarantee if it will be next season or not, but it is something they are potentially working on. I do think first person would change the entire of Fortnite's meta and really make the game a brand new game for all of us. Just imagine build fighting in first person, it wouldn't be the same, especially if they delayed the build a little bit. You could really bring the Battle Royale back to life in a first person vibe. Generally speaking, the only other game that I know off by heart that brought a first person out a few years down the line was GTA 5. When it came out for the next gen consoles, they announced it was launching with a first person mode. Now, I have only ever owned it on the Xbox 360, but I understand that if you did buy it on the Xbox One or the next gen consoles that will kind of not the next gen now because I've already got the new range coming out. I've got a great video of the new range on the channel, guys. Check it out after this one. It's a really good overview video of Xbox v PlayStation 5, the new consoles. But like I was saying, you know, I do think if first person did come into Fortnite, it would change the entire view from a lot of people on Fortnite, especially if building was scaled correctly for it and unable to build like 90s and all that sort of stuff. It would make for a very interesting game entirely. Now, I don't know if this would be introduced in an LTM or if it would be introduced as a permanent thing or like an option to switch between third and first. I think the option to switch between third person and first wouldn't work because you'd get battered by third person players, but I do think if they had the option to make it permanent first person on a, say, duos, squads or solos as a test, I think a lot of people would like to test that in beta or as an LTM to see how it would actually all work out. Obviously, it's not 100% confirmed that first person is coming in season 3, but I do think it's something that Epic will have planned for the future, just like what GTA 5 did when it came out on new consoles or the current consoles that we're on. A lot of people did want to buy it again because they wanted to try first person, and that could be the same with Fortnite. If they release first person and advertise it well enough across all socials, etc., a lot of people will see, hold on a minute, let's try this out because this looks pretty interesting, and if it's well done and well executed, it could be a game changer for the gaming industry and obviously Fortnite as a game itself. But that's it. Once they've done that, they have no other point of views unless they're going to play Fortnite in bird's eye view, which I doubt you would do because you wouldn't be able to build at all other than one by one, I guess. You wouldn't be able to build up on the y-axis. So the kind of interesting stuff to consider right there. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. Much love and respect to everybody tuning in today's video. It really does help the channel out and it really does help the channel grow. So thank you everybody. I'll see you guys in future videos on screen right now.